Hello, this is Stephanie Cannon reading once again from my writing, which I hope to have published soon, a small book called Heart Awakening. And today I wanted to talk about heart in education and how to begin to bring heart into the educational system. And so I'll start with aspiring to positivity. My son is printing out some papers. Okay, so I just wanted to share some insight on why our children are not even moving into the direction of desiring to cultivate positivity. That's really important, is to desire to have positivity, to be positive. So anyway, I'll read what I have written. Why is our society not aspiring to become more pure with our thoughts, words, actions, and the ideals we hold? Negative messages are in so much of our society via entertainment, the media, the news, music. It has become acceptable and normal to experience, to see, hear, and feel the negative vibrations. We have not desired to cultivate purity because it isn't even on the table as a tangible option when we have it being promoted primarily through religious beliefs. We have separated love and positivity from our lives because we have equated it with this superstitious belief in a fear of God's wrath if we're not good little boys and girls. So we have outgrown religious morals of do-gooding because we are evolving from our head to our heart and desire experiential salvation. So obedience through fearful religious beliefs do not work in guiding one to make good choices because of the lack of heartfelt experiential salvation. Spirituality is cultivated through practices that develop an open heart, so as to have an experiential heartfelt preference, so as to have a heartfelt preference of positive vibration. So when we open our heart, we begin to definitely desire to have positivity because we feel it, and we do not want to open ourselves to what doesn't feel good. And so obedience, okay, I think I've heard that. Yeah, so we've outgrown religious morals of do-gooding because we are evolving from our head to our heart and desire experiential salvation. What feels good, peaceful, what feels loving. Obedience through fearful religious beliefs do not work in guiding one to make good choices because of the lack of heartfelt, because of the, okay, hold on. Heartfelt preference of positive vibration. This is experiential guidance to cultivate purity that we can feel. Spirituality is cultivated through practices that develop an open heart. So, to have an experiential heartfelt preference of positive vibration. This is experiential guidance to cultivate purity when we miss. This is a practice. This is a good message. I need to share it, but I need to practice sharing it. So this is the experiential guidance to cultivate purity that we can feel. We are beginning to understand that it is positive frequencies and messages that raise our vibration and activate our divine nature. We are shifting from believing in God and a later salvation to becoming God, not really, becoming divine and godlike, tapping into our divinity through living our salvation now via holding positive vibrations. And so we will begin to continue to see a rise in a desire to grow spiritually, which is a preference, which is the purification of our soul, heart, mind, and body through positive messages. When we shift to heart, it becomes easily recognized that negativity degenerates our vibration and does not feel good, and positive messages accelerate our frequency, and it feels wonderful. Not because it is a belief that it does, but because it's a heartfelt experiential truth. Activating our bullshit detectors. Watch out. Our heart feelings. Okay, so we can see how important it is to cultivate opening our heart as a foundational practice to being human. No religion required. That's an aspect of being a human being that has integrity. Our heart and feelings are a human, non-denominational aspect of our being. Therefore, we should be able to establish, implementing, and cultivating love in every aspect of our lives, including education and society. It is a human standard, a human standard. Doesn't matter what religion you believe in, it is human. Love is universal. So it is a human standard to desire love and kindness. And I believe we have lost this desire to establish more love and kindness as being of primary importance to cultivate in society because of the filter of religion. And then I also wanted to read, and this is just a practice video, so how we have eliminated love out of our schools. And so that's a good one too, because of our attention on religion. Love is not a religion. Love is universal. Our emotions are universal. We all have them. Love is the medicine. Meditation is the practice to cultivate it. And so I must have had that on religion. Under religion. So let me look. My book in my hand, scrolling. Okay, so on religion. Okay. Oh, I don't have to read a diagnosis and a cure for boredom and curiosity. Those are both really good ones. Okay, so how we have removed God from our schools. Only religiously can we separate church and state, eliminate God, love from our schools, because religiously no one can agree on one God. How have we removed God from our schools? Question mark. If we look deeper, we have removed love from our hearts, and it is the effects that has risen. Our schools are designed in a way that will eternally keep a student separate from their hearts. The structure of school keeps student cut off from their own experience to the source of life. They could learn how to connect within their heart, where they would discover that their purpose is not separate from Creator's purpose, because the heart is in direct correlation to the divine. We have separated love, God, through the filter of religion. When one is religious, everyone else's religion is wrong, and that would offend people to try to bring in one religion into our schools. Experiential love can easily be implemented over religious beliefs into our learning environment. It should, because we know that there is undeniable consequences when we do not honor our heart. When we understand that God is love and that love is universally tangible, that everyone can experience, then we can begin to incorporate God, love into our hearts, therefore our schools, and into our society. Schools should be recognized as not being fully effective in the education of our children when heart isn't being honored. Our children would shift their attention to the impact and the imbalance that we have created, for that is the nature of heart. Attention would shift to the non-participation in the detrimental imbalance. They would be finding their genius, their heartfelt solutions by addressing what we have been collectively ignoring due to our current educational programming. A diagnosis and a cure for boredom. Students have been trained to lose sight of their heart's passion and inspiration through having their focus on following rules and regulations. It is being compliant to the rules and the curriculum that is the objective in educational programming. The consequences that rise is boredom. When students become bored, they tend to create problems or find distractions from their boredom. This is the same scenario when we become adults. If we are not in alignment with our heart's passion, we become bored. When we are disconnected from feeling our environment and the disharmony within it, we become disconnected from bringing solutions to it. We feel useful when we believe that our solutions can truly have an impact. This gives us our soul's purpose. This is what is missing from our current educational design, the ability to really feel connected to our environment and to feel empowered to make a difference in it. When we are bored, we create problems in society or we place attention on distractions. Our current form of distractions is using our spare time. It's like watching TV, techno distractions, sports, etc. Boredom can be solved if we connect with our heart because we feel what is in disarray and make it our primary task to correct any disturbing vibration. This ever vigilant presence within our heart is what gives us our true heartfelt soul purpose. When we choose to honor our heart, we declare peace and harmony, and this becomes our primary function. So, soul's purpose in education. How is it that we can be compliant to the ego agenda that bypasses our heart and soul? How is it that we are comfortable with what society is offering in higher education and becoming a professional in anything? How can we feel connected, passionate, inspired in a field of learning where we are primarily being subjected to learning from secondhand conclusions? How are we comfortable when our heart and soul is not being honored? Heart honored is our heartfelt inspired conclusions derived from our own experience, which is what keeps us connected to what is important and what is true. Truth is detected by a heart because heart can feel vibrational frequencies. Heart detects what is priority because heart detects vibrational violation. Heart automatically detects disharmony, so automatically places attention to authentic, real solutions. Heart in education is essential for us to be connected to what is of real importance. Inspiration to issues with authentic solutions that have integrity. Having a heart in education keeps us feeling connected to our direct living environment and feelings of purpose. Purpose comes when we know that we can make a real difference from our own heart inquiries and inspirational solutions. We are designed to operate in a way that is in harmony to life, ours and all the life around us. We are designed to detect disharmony and correct imbalances within ourselves and outside of ourselves. When we are not in alignment with our heart, we are not in alignment with the flow of creation. We either follow nature's way via our hearts or we go against it with our egos. Education without heart is how education feels flat, uninteresting, and uninspired. Having a sense of purpose is the ability to feel useful and of helpful service to healing and balancing ourselves, others, and our environment. There was one more I was going to read about curiosity, allowing a child to be curious. Oh, curiosity, okay. Yeah, so schooling has never left room for a child to be curious, to question, or to examine their own heart's inquiries. Curiosity comes when we explore what we are feeling within our own heart. Education should guide our children to their own curiosity. This would guide a child to desire to become educated naturally and keep a child in synchronicity to their soul's purpose. The honoring of heart through curiosity is how a soul is nourished and how the planet simultaneously becomes nourished. Curiosity guides one to the truth. Truth becomes revealed through feeling it, through practice, through placing more validity to one's own experiences versus the virtual realm of mind's belief about the world. Connecting to our heart's inner truth of who we are will reverberate to responding to the truth in the world. A soul's vision becomes clear and we begin to bring clarity to our feelings. Our heart's passion will guide us to bring solutions, to bring about change to what is in true violation to life. Having a heart connection reveals the inadequacies of our current educational system. When we don't allow our children to follow their own curiosity, we are programming them with our agenda. Why do we not imagine that they have their own? If we allowed them to cultivate their heart's passion, they would begin to have clarity of who they are and come into alignment. When we don't guide our children to think for themselves, by guiding them to place attention to their own hearts, we pull them away from their own truth, their own perception, and their own ideas. And that's the beginning of disempowerment and learning to train to hand our power over to others. And so, yeah, heart is crucial. The honoring of our feelings and heart is huge. And it's we can discuss in every aspect of life and education, and how important it is to begin to implement it in education. How many of our children are on pharmaceutical medications with huge side effects? How many children are committing suicide, killing themselves, wanting to die, and not even be on the planet because there's no sense of feeling useful and on purpose here due to not understanding the wisdom of heart, just the feeling aspect of ourselves. And so that's all I'm going to share for now. This is a practice video. I just can't wait to print my book and start sharing it with people this way, because it does have heart wisdom. It's encouragement so that you can be confident in honoring your heart and your feelings. It's very important. And it's the medicine society needs. It starts with our own heart, and it extends to our family, our community, and all of Mother Earth. And so thank you for tuning in.